What's going on out there? Justice Severin here, back again from Original Chapters. Right now, we're talking about leveraging simple yet effective systems. All right, how you can go ahead and make sure that you're not overcomplicating pieces with tech and all these things that everyone says you need, but in reality, you do not. All right, I want you to focus on those income-producing activities in your business. This is gonna be a big one for you right here. This was a live stream we did actually right inside of my free Facebook group, Original Chapters Marketing. So if you haven't already, make sure to click that subscribe button down below. Make sure that you're locked into all the future videos. But for right now, let's get right to it. We're going to show you really how I've been able just to honestly create a sustainable business without having to have the overcomplicated processes involved, right? How to build that thriving brand, how to really build that thriving brand around your service, directly tied to that, whether you're a coach, business owner, whatever the case may be, without having to wait months for that first breakthrough online. Especially when you're really trying to get the ball moving here, last thing you want to do is have something where it's going to take you 6 to 12 months in order to start gaining some traction, right? And so a lot of the times we try and add these systems, wherever the kind of complicated process is, in order to kind of defeat that issue, overcome that. But there's some beautiful ways around that here, right? So I want to go ahead and make sure we hit home on these here today. So I see the likes coming in, so let's go ahead and get right to it. Really, this process here, it ties together our supreme messaging, right? Our supreme content messaging side, and our simplified conversion formula, two of our pillars here outside of our Discover Your Six-Figure Avatar. And so really dialing these in is going to really transform the business in just more ways than you can imagine here. And we're going to talk about how sometimes the simple side is the side that people just tend to want to fight, right? It's like we feel like things can just be too easy, at least a process can be. So we go and look for something more difficult, right? So I want to debunk that myth, debunk that mindset, debunk that way of thinking here today, and really shine a light on how effectively it can be when you take the other side, right? And that's really what I want to dive in here today. So let me know. I see the likes coming in. Let me know if you guys are here watching and ready for me to get into this, because I'm pumped to get this show moving, right? So really, I'll wait to see, make sure we're good on that side. But really, like I kind of mentioned, I want to just start and highlight that piece. The main reason we really start to add complicated systems into our business is because of speed, right? We start to go and look for certain areas to leverage because we want to add more speed to our business. We want to get results faster. And I think that while that is the right mentality, understanding that a lot of the times the catch that we play, right? The catch that really gets tacked onto that piece is that we're slowing ourselves down by the processes that we're adding on, right? We're trying to add on complicated systems. What's going on, Francis from Puerto Rico? Great to see you here. We're adding on these complicated systems, right? Because of the speed. But then the catch on the flip side of that there is, in reality, we're slowing ourselves down because of what these processes are doing to our business and really how they're slowing us down. If you talk to any of my clients, they'll tell you how much I harp on imperfect action, right? Imperfect action. Fail fast, fail forward, get moving, right? Get moving there, right? Let me comment fail fast for me if you feel me on that one. Hit that like button if you agree with me. You really got to start and taking the other side of that table and say, hey, how can we start? Yeah, because really, honestly, like I said, we start to think that it can't be that simple. And that is just a roadblock that holds back so many entrepreneurs, especially here in the online space, right? So I want to go ahead, like I said, and really start talking about how we can flip that on its head in order to be productive in our business here. When I started my coaching business from $0, I went even deeper trying to implement things like paid ads, trying to implement things like subscriptions, trying to implement things like, I wanted pieces to move the needle for me, but I was trying to take routes that were going to take 6 to 12 months, I kind of mentioned. 6, 12 months and beyond, right? Luckily, at the time, I really didn't want to get into blogging because I felt like that was an extremely slow way, powerful, but it wasn't a way that was going to get me moving in the time that I wanted. Especially when I started generating my building up my online business here, I was working my accounting job, right? So I already had like a deadline in my mind of how soon I have to get this thing rolling. So for me to go ahead and let me know if you two right now are working your business and you have an actual 9-to-5 job you're trying to scale as well, right? That's exactly where I was. And in reality, I had a deadline where I knew I had to get this thing up and running off the ground by a certain point so that I could quit and be fully financially free on that side. And really, I was able to become debt free and all that, but we don't have to get into all that here today. Really, in reality, I want to show you these pieces that I focused on, because a lot of the times I see a lot of people looking to get into YouTube. That was one thing that I was trying until I ended up trying to put out, I think I had a goal of wanting to put out like 8 videos before I put the channel live. I ended up putting out like making 2, and I was like, this takes just way too long, right? This is not going to be something that's efficient atop of the schedule I have to keep, right? I got 2 kids myself, and when reality here, you have to think about how can you leverage your time. If people always want to overlook the time side of pieces of their business there, thinking that, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and have that hustle mentality, grind, like Gary V, go hustle, right? But in reality, you want to step back and think, how can we be deliberate, right? In reality, a lot of people that I work with, they only have 2 hours, 3 hours max that they can put in a day. And I'm not even talking about the weekends. So how can you understand your process and know how you can still be productive with such limited time there? And that's really why the emphasis of keeping it simple, right? Simple, effective systems here, and not adding that complication, right? And even I want to add a personal preface here as well. Myself, right, currently, as we sit here now, I have a lot of systems, right? I use a lot of systems, a lot of systems that people would consider complicated. I use Zapier automation. I have a team, I have a VA. I pay money to mentors, several mentors each month. I use ClickFunnels. I'm using all sorts of software, but that's where I am now, right? If you look back to where I was and when I was able to hit that first 15K month to really get myself, it wasn't until that point I got my first VA, right? So, and even when I say that right now, I don't want you to hear this and think, I need to go fire a member of my team here. I know that you're probably strong enough to where you're not going to think that right now, but maybe if you're thinking right now about hiring somebody else to fill a gap or to fill a void, whatever it may be, maybe you need to dial in that sales process first. Get something that really is going to be sustainable and sufficient before you go out and build the team there, right? Before you go out and really understand how to go ahead and build and how and what necessary pieces you need to fill. Because that is the one place that also we see so much. It's not just the systems that we're complicating. It's how we're going about building our teams and how we're going about building it too soon just because it's the cool thing. I think about it all the time, like how everybody, and especially like small time, whether you're small time or not, starting off, you want that LLC. You want to be a corporation, right? It's like that's not needed in order to get the ball rolling. Now, I'm not giving you legal advice here, but at the end of the day, a lot of the times, it's just because of the ego, right? You want to build that team because of the ego. Let's wait until the time is right to start adding in these right systems, adding in these right pieces there, right? So if you're feeling me right now, hit that like button. I want to make sure you guys are dialed in with what I got for you today, because really, like I said, we want to avoid all these extra, not necessary pieces, right? The non-necessities, right? Let's start focusing on the non-negotiables, right? Start focusing on what we need to really mentally, in our business, practically, right? Health-wise, how can we really dial it in on a whole here in our business, right? So I see people hitting that like button. I'm glad that you guys are on the same page as me. Let's go ahead and keep this going, because really, the status quo right now, status quo in a lot of people inside of this coaching industry, inside of this business industry, people trying to get a business launching online, automation heavy, right? I see so much of the automation heavy side, and really, the way that I think of it is, they're looking for simplicity, once again, by adding that complexity. They're trying to think, how can I make my life easier without having to talk to somebody, right? How can I just go ahead and send someone to a website and it just funnels them right through and I bang out sales? And what I want to get you focused in on, we're talking about, it's even in the headline of this, the caption of this right now. We want to get you to that first five new clients consistently per month, right? Get you at least to that point, and if you're priced right, that can easily get you to a 10 to 15K per month in your business. So if we understand how we can go about doing that, really you're going to realize more and more in the beginning, you need the personal touch. So that's one big reason why the status quo of being super automation heavy is shooting themselves in the foot. Not only is it wasting time, it's disconnecting themselves from the prospect, from the hot lead sitting in the pipeline, right? Who out there has got some hot leads sitting in their pipeline right now? If you've got that, don't go ahead and start all of a sudden, now you need to detach. I mean, detaching is a powerful tactic. I don't mean detach in that sense, but don't feel like now all of a sudden you need to just completely separate yourself from the situation. Because I know right now you feel like maybe you're not doing that, or you feel like maybe you're guilty of this, right? But understand when it's right to go ahead and lean in. When it's right to go ahead and lean and have that personal touch there, because in reality, that's needed to take your high ticket business to the next level, right? Don't listen to that YouTube video that's telling you how to make a $100,000 day without typing anything, without talking to anybody, and just having them siphon through your website. I'm telling you right now, if you lean on that, especially in the beginning, it's going to hurt you. It's going to hurt you, and it's going to slow you down. Like I said, in reality, if I'm coming from my own personal experience and people I know working with, they want to get results as fast as possible, right? So understanding that dealing with a lot of this tech, though it can be powerful at scale, in the beginning, you gotta focus back on what matters, right? I can't repeat that enough. Focus back on what matters and get off of that tech side. Let me know if you agree with me in the comments right there. If you agree with me, if you don't agree, even if you understand what I'm trying to say. Because this is critical right now for those of you, if you're right now selling something right now for $1,000 or more, and you're in the beginning stages where you're really struggling to kind of get those consistent clients each and every single month, right? Like I said, not just, even if you get 5 clients in 1 month, what about the next month? Are you struggling to get that 5 again? We need to dial in the right areas to make that possible, right? I'm seeing the likes fly through. Keep hitting that like and love button right now. I want to make sure this is hitting home right here, because really that's a crucial piece, right? Another piece on top of that, software. All the time people talking about ClickFunnels, Aweber, shoot, the great debates about which is better, which one should you use. I can't tell you how many forums I've been in where I see these types of conversations happening. Mark, what's going on there, man? Great to see you, right? It just, when it comes down to it, I hear all the time people talking about what's your biggest challenge right now? What's your biggest challenge? I'll ask them, or maybe it comes through the grapevine about how there's just a major struggle they're facing, and a large one I hear all the time. What do you think it is? What do you think it is? I'm sure you can imagine one of them, right? An email list. Says I'm struggling. I don't have an email list right now. And then sometimes the next natural step is, let me go ahead and go pay a solo ad vendor. Go fill out my email list. Let me go ahead and run some ads so I can now get some emails and fill that pipeline up. It's like, who is going to be, you hear me talk about it all the time. Quality over quantity, right? We need the quality dialed in to really start getting that consistency in our business. In reality, you can be talking to, there's just under 3 billion people here on Facebook. You can talk to every single one of them, but you're gonna be wasting a lot of time. And also, if you're trying to talk to the majority of them, you're gonna be talking to the wrong people, right? That's why we do put such a large emphasis on the avatar offer creation. We'll talk about some little tweaks in there you can have and start implementing in your business here today. But understanding that in reality, you don't need an email list, right? And the reason I say you don't need an email list is because there are people right here on Facebook. Right? Come on. There are people right here on Facebook. Think about, it's not the email list you need, it's the people that you're trying to get in front of, right? A lot of the times we think of where we want to get to, right? We think where we want to get to here, and that really is, you want to get that new client. You want to get to getting that new sale. Get to that next $1,000 day. If you haven't gotten that yet, get to your first $1,000 day, right? So really, you have to talk to people to get there. So we imagine that the email list is where these people are going to be right here. The email list and the people are completely separate, right? They are out there. Right now, we're teaching people how to do that just through a profile. Right now, I'm on a group, right? This is a group technically. You don't need a group to even do that here. Understanding about how to have your systems dialed in, and the simple systems, which once again, we're gonna really go ahead and dive and delve into that much further, but understanding how to have that simplicity with it. Because like I said, a lot of the times you think about, it all comes back to this person right here. This person, these 5 to 15 to 20 to 25 people that you're looking to close every month consistently, every month here, right? We don't want to just have 1 month where we hit a 5K month, then we fall off. Hit a 10K month, we fall off. We want to keep that thing rolling, right? We want to keep that consistency that we can feed our family, stay out of debt, make sure that our business is thriving so you don't have to go back. That's one of my biggest whys, I swear to you, is so I never have to go back to my accounting job again, right? So with that being said, a lot of the times, I just want you to think about that there, right? A lot of the times it comes back to, we're trying to get the sale and we correlate that sale with something that is irrelevant, that is completely irrelevant. I hesitate to say the words completely before irrelevant, but irrelevant when you're at that stage right now where the personal touch is powerful, where you don't need to rely on so much this automation. Let me know if you guys are feeling this right now, if you guys are following along with me right now. Like really, personal touch, right? You can comment personal in there if you feel me on that side. Comment leads, comment clients. Like, this is what we're looking for. Let's not focus in on the little things that maybe we think correlate with that, right? So as we continue on with that really on the whole software side too. So when I hear someone say Aweber, get response, active campaign, which one's better, which one's best? Oh, I don't know, which I got to decide here. This is a critical decision before I can move forward my business. HubSpot, MailChimp, right? These pieces here, honestly, are not what we need to focus on, right? We need to dial in on, once again, what matters most. And what matters most to you right now, when I say you, maybe I'm striking a chord when I say you. I'm not talking to you right now exactly, but I've heard this time and time again. You want the email list so that you can start making sales and start really generating something online. It's not the email list that you want, it's the people, right? So don't worry about the software. Don't worry about which email service provider you're going to use. They'll be there, right? And like I said, I love ActiveCampaign, right? I started with Aweber. I love ActiveCampaign now. But that's not what I was focused on when I was trying to get that first 15K month. When I got that first 30K month, I wasn't doing any email marketing, right? Because it was something added. And really focusing on one thing, fail fast and start getting more results with as you dive in there, right? There we go. I love that. To master communicator. Come on now. I'm here to give you guys what you need here today. Start with System.io. Love that there, right? Get clear on what you want to start with and dial it in on that side. Just make sure you have the right process behind it to support it and give you a chance to start hitting those income goals you're looking to knock out there. In reality, if you have the right setup right now, a strong offer, it shouldn't take you more than 5 clients to hit your first 5-figure month, right? And once again, that's why offer and all these things tie into play here, right? So once again, that's that whole piece. And then obviously another large one I have to address here. Call this systems, call it not. I think this is more systems because of what's tied to the back end of it is an ad budget, right? Oh, I need an ad budget right now. Oh, my ad account just got shut down. I can't proceed. I can't keep going. How am I going to make this happen? Oh man, Facebook's being difficult. Oh, I don't know which to choose, Bing ads or Google ads. Once again here, I say this, I have to calm myself down here for a second, right? Because I get passionate about this stuff. Really, just like the people, what are you trying to do with those ads? You're trying to get yourself in front of the highest quality people that you can. That does not always happen, right? It is not always this magical world. Just like same thing with the email list. Just because you have these people on your list, all of a sudden the magic just doesn't start pouring through your veins, and now all of a sudden there's hot leads sitting in front of you every single day, right? It takes dialing in. It takes having a process, number one, to filter through and be efficient with your time so that you are speaking to the most high quality leads as possible in a certain amount of time, right? And doing that with ads does not have to be the way to do it. Myself, I'm telling you, once again, first 6 figures, multi 6 figures, not a dime spent on paid ads. Right, so I'm telling you there, a lot of times we want to once again lean on something because of circle right back to the beginning, right? Circle right back to what I said at the beginning here. We lean in on something because we want the speed. We want the speed, but what happens is the catch that happens behind that is that you end up slowing yourself down with all this complication that gets thrown into the mix there, all right? Come on now. Let's simplify these things, all right? Comment simple if you understand and you really want me to continue diving down this path. Because in reality, I can always elaborate on systems. I love systems. I love diving into all that. But what I want you to understand here is that's not necessary, right? I didn't start getting into systems until I needed to. And that's what I want to really hit home on you right now. You don't need 10 platforms. You don't need all these things that they're telling you need, right? Focus on what matters here. So we're going to really start diving on that, right? Because now let's start talking about the better way, right? We've talked about a lot of the things that really, the status quo, I call it, the things that everyone just says you're supposed to be doing. But let's dial in a bit more and focus on the better way here today, right? Really, the way that I focus on is a Facebook profile and the leverage that it adds with a Facebook profile there. For number one, no ads required with a Facebook profile, right? You don't have to be paying $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, however much a day. The whatever amount it is right now that scares you. If I say $5,000 a month in ads and that scares you right there, that's a telltale sign that you need to back off and stop doing ads or take a different approach on that side there, right? Because in reality, for the numbers you want to hit, if you're just relying on ads, it's going to take you a budget to get there. And then also there's the there's the delay effect, right? You go ahead, you start spending money on ads. You're not going to make that money back right now. You might not make the money back until 2 weeks from now, 2 months from now, 6 months from now, right? Yeah, sure. That's in theory, that sounds great. And I'm okay with that. But are you okay with that right now with where you're starting out in your business? Having no sales, still trying to find that consistency, right? That's why with the Facebook profile, we really dial in. We don't have to deal with the ad side. We don't have to deal with accounts getting disabled, right? We don't have to deal with there's less restrictions we're dealing with here on Facebook, right? And just like I mentioned before, there's just shy of 3 billion people on Facebook right now. And another positive piece I love about that is the audience, the type of person here on Facebook suits so many business owners here online, so many coaches here in the space. And that's really what I want to hit home for you. Because just like we were speaking about before, right? We're looking to talk, right? The whole reason we're talking about how people are overcomplicating things with getting their email list going, getting their ads going, getting the software going, is because they want to talk to the person. They want to talk to the qualified lead, right? Like, once again, it's like, I don't know if I think this is the same place I held it before. I'm hoping you're catching right now what I'm trying to do. This is what we're trying to get to, right? That's the touchdown. So let's think back more about how we can get there efficiently, how we can get there on a budget, how we can get there and sharpen our skills and fail fast without having large repercussions on the path to getting there. And that's where, once again, I want to dive into our core methodology about how we really make that happen, right? So, like, in reality, I hope that this is really hitting home for you guys. Keep hitting that like and love button if this is making sense right now. I'm loving that. I'm seeing more people hopping on right now. Like, this, we need this to hit home for the community, right? Original Chapters family, like, let's make this hit home so we can dial this baby in, right? So really, our core methodology, I'm telling you right now, if you can't tell, I see people, I'm loving the comments here too. Simple, super simple, simple is good. Come on now, simple is good, right? Simple is good. Even before I get into that, simple is good, complicated is bad, right? I mean, no matter, I can tell you so many, once again, like I said before, I paid plenty of mentors, and so many times they've spent so much money on developing book funnels, right? Book funnels for these $4, they're gonna sell a book for free shipping and do all this and get people into their world and XYZ. And what do you think has the higher return? The simple process. 9 out of 10 times it's going to be the simple process. My man Mark gets it. Come on now, less is more. Less is more. Come on here. So I just want to harp on that. And I love that you guys are feeling me where I'm coming from on that side, because that's what I'm going to dive in here as we continue on right now. It's more of that. It's more of that, but now where do we focus that energy on? Right? What are those sweet spots on, right? I'm going to tell you right now, it all starts with sales and marketing, right? It all starts with sales and marketing, and in reality, it kind of ends with sales and marketing, but I'm not going to end it there. Don't worry. We're going to keep this party rocking. I think you guys came for more than that. But sales and marketing is where this baby starts. That's where it ends. That's where it strives. That's where it gets its groove from, right? Really, and this does not, I repeat, this does not have to come from paid ads. This does not require an email list. This does not require you dancing on TikTok. This does not require you making videos every day. This doesn't even require you posting content every day. Understand how to be strategic and dialed in and efficient. What did I talk about earlier already right now? And what did even Mark just say? Less is more. When it comes to, like I said before, quality over quantity. So now let's put that practical advice there and let's apply it, right? Really, so number one, understand where your market is hanging out. This is first and foremost key. And that's really why, even the way that we have our DSS framework set up, we have to have this thing dialed in there, right? We have to know exactly where they're hanging out. And that's how I kind of call it discovering that 6-figure avatar. When we can get clear on that, this is really what allows us, to me, the avatar, the offer, these pieces together. If you don't have that foundation set, everything you're doing with spending money on ads, everything you're doing with getting out there and getting your processes in motion, it's going to be tough. It's going to be extremely tough there, right? So you have to have that foundation with the avatar and with the offer, right? Comment foundation if you're following along right now so I can make sure. Let me know foundation in the comments. So you have to have this piece dialed in so that when we proceed forward, we're speaking to the right people, right? I say it all the time. You can write the best content ever. You can pay the best copywriters to ghostwrite your stuff. I'm not even going to hate on that, right? In reality, I think that you're spending money on stuff you don't need to right now if that's what you're thinking about doing in the beginning. But that's a whole other conversation. Either way, if you don't have the right offer tied to it and are delivering that to the right people, created the right audience for them to see that offer, it's irrelevant. Right? It's irrelevant. And even for that one, I think I'm okay with putting the completely irrelevant there. The last one, I think I said completely irrelevant. Maybe it's kind of irrelevant. That right there is completely irrelevant. Okay, so let's just make sure we got that down deep. I see people dropping the foundation. I love it. So with that piece there now, like I said, now that has the market to speak to. Now that we have the whole Facebook profiles as our platform, right? So now that we have that foundation set, where are we going to go ahead and get this out there? Because like I mentioned, marketing is key. I said marketing and sales before I even started talking about the foundational pieces, right? So once we have understanding of our foundation, we want to utilize our profile. And realistically, our profile is so diverse, so much more diverse than I think if you're an outsider to the way that we talk about this strategy here, that it can really hit, right? A lot of the times you hear, you can only have 5,000 friends on Facebook. You can only have this much. Think about what I said before. It's not about how many, it's about the quality. It's about the quality over the quantity here. So dialing in on that piece is going to be critical. And in reality too, your group, what do you think a group is run by? And maybe I'll be to sound like I'm being a smart you-know-what to you right now, but I'm just telling you right now, a group is run by a profile, right? So a profile is extremely diverse. And if you start to leverage that, know how to focus on the right areas, focus on knowing where to put content, what type of content to put on it, right? Whether it's value, whether you're doing lead generating content, knowing how much, how often, and how to be effective with your content, with your branding, with your personal profile there. This is what now you can start to lean on, right? This is now what you can start to lean on in your business there to get the ball rolling, right? And I'm telling you right now, let me even just harp on the group side. Right now, like I said before, it's obvious. I'm inside of a group right now, right? There's no disguising that fact. Let's be blunt, because really what I want to talk to you about is how we can get you to that first 5 consistent, right? 5 new clients per month consistently and beyond. Because just like I mentioned, if you have the right offer, right pricing strategy, you can get to a 10 to 15K a month with just 5 clients, right? So for me, I had a Facebook group when I hit my first 30K a month, but it had less than 200 members in it. I promise you that. And I tell you that for one reason only. It's because it was not my core strategy, right? So don't think just because I'm saying a Facebook profile, you can have a group. I absolutely believe that groups are extremely powerful, but it's all about knowing when to implement it. It's all about knowing how to utilize that strategy, and not just too many people are just out there making a group to make a group. Going live every day to go live every day. Doing this to do that, right? It's understanding how to be effective and efficient. And once again, utilizing your time correctly. When you go into this with a mentality of how do I, think big picture. Do you want to be putting out lives every single day? Do you want to be putting out videos every single day? Do you want to be writing a piece of content every single day? It's going to kill you, right? It's going to kill you having to keep up with that, right? So that really is why I say a group and all these pieces can be powerful. But even it almost feels like that's like a little theme right now. It's the quality over quantity in so many different areas of this business, right? Let me comment quality right there if you're feeling with what I'm saying right there, right? Quality is what's going to matter on that aspect so much more. So don't worry about how many people can I serve for my profile, how many people can I get into my group. We need to understand how we can utilize Facebook as a whole, how we can find our ideal avatar consistently every single day, how we can have that offer that stands out, right? We use our SAP framework to craft those killer offers, right? To craft those no-brainers. How can you use a framework of your own, whether it's with us or not, to go ahead and make an offer that truly stands out to somebody? Stands out, and not just, I don't even like the fact that I said somebody. Stands out to that ideal target, stands out to your ideal client, right? That's what we want to focus on that side there. So that's why I want to put that disclaimer out there. My core strategy was not groups, right? And I didn't need groups. So when I say profile, it can literally be just from your profile. I probably did when I had my first 15K month. Obviously that came before the first 30K month. I didn't make a single video. I didn't do a single video. I'd say that back. I did one video actually, and it was that month. And it was the first video I ever did. So it wasn't anything like I built my brand up to that point through videos. And I remember the video was more so like it was a good test. It was a case study I did. It's actually inside of this group. I think I uploaded it later on. It was like way back. It was, I think, a case study I did on how I made 8K in 14 days or something. And that was inside of that 15K month there. So, but I said, like I said, I tell that to you right now because it's all about knowing what's going to move the needle forward in your business, right? Once you have a strong grasp on that, you stop focusing on the 80%. Little Pareto right there, right? You start focusing more on the 20%, and it allows you to bring this full circle. It allows you now to know how to be efficient and effective with your time so that you can add on more things to your plate and not get overwhelmed. Because when you're doing all of everything and trying to and I say all of everything, you have to wear all hats in the beginning of your business. I don't mean it like that. I just mean when you're focusing on all of the wrong things or some of the right things and then a whole lot of the wrong things. And then you want to start adding on systems once you start getting to that first 10, 15K month consistently. And now you're looking to scale at a team, build your VA presence stronger, and really start getting those systems down. You are going to be so drawn out, so overtired, so burnt out that you're not even be able to add these things the right way, really in an effective way. And then before you know it, you're wasting money, wasting time, and your sales are going down and you're wondering why. You're like, why did I do all of this new implementation? Because now I feel like I'm more confused and I feel like what was working for me before was better, right? And it's because you're doing so much there. Go back and refine that original path that you were on and dial that in there, right? Really dial that in there to make that happen. So like I said, and really to even touch on the next piece of this here, the whole reason that we're able to really hit the personal profile with Facebook and dial in with that, just like I mentioned before, if you have a high ticket offer, right? Let me even ask this right now, just to make sure I'm speaking to the right people right now in the audience. So we got double digits on here. I love it. Keep hitting that like and love button too. I'm loving you guys jumping on here right now. Let's keep this party rocking. What are you promoting right now? Not what are you promoting? What's the price of either what you're promoting? What's the price of the service that you offer? What's the price of the product that your company is selling right now? Let me know in the comments right now. You don't have to give exact. How about if you don't want to give exact, over under $1,000, right? Or maybe you can say like 2K plus, 3K plus, whatever it may be. Let me know what you guys are sitting right now so I can have an understanding of where you're at, because I want to make sure that we're dialing in and talking about the right pieces. All right. So let me know right now where you're selling right now and where it's priced at. We don't have to give specifics, right? I understand maybe you're trying to hold that back a little bit. I'm okay with that here. I get it now. But let me know kind of where you're at as far as your offer, whether it's over $1,000 or not. Even that's good enough on that side, right? Because really, what I want to tell you right now is we need that personal touch, right? I can see people, we got 1K plus, 2K plus. I love it there, right? So the fact that you have that, you've got some that's strong nicely. That's priced nicely, right? We need something in that range. If we want to allow ourselves to hit high income goals, you can't do that selling something for $20. And especially with the way that I want to help you out with this strategy here, you cannot do it doing $20 there. You have to go ahead and add that leverage. The way that you add simplicity, the way that you make yourself be efficient, not have to blow money on ads in the beginning, is by having something priced correctly, all right? And really, I understand that you don't have to have something priced at 5, 10K right now, right? You can just really ease your way up to these points. And in reality, even for me, when I had the first 15K month, I was rocking a $1,500 offer. Nothing substantial, right? But at least having something over 1,000. Do the math there. I don't even need 10 clients to get a 15K month. And then especially too, we talk about having an offer arsenal and pieces like that. So in reality, really diving that in. And really, I'm kind of scrolling through to see the comments here. I see, 1K plus, 2K plus, over 1K. Newbie looking to get started. Even if you're new right now looking to get started, let this soak in here. And Manaya, great to see you there, man, too. Mark, Harmony, great to see you too. Hussein, my man, what's going on, my man? Really understand how this stuff can be applied to you. Really, so whether it's something that is directly to you right now, or a month from now, 2 weeks from now, start letting this stuff resonate, because once you start getting this mentality down sooner than later, that's going to allow you to start soaring that much further, right? That much faster than so many people in the market, right? So really the piece that you need with this high ticket is the reason why we have such simple systems, is because you have a personal touch with it, right? Your marketing and sales, it consumes of you. I tell people all the time, Maybe I have my offer, someone else has their offer over there. At the end of the day, people are going to resonate with that person, people are going to resonate with me. I can't fight that, right? But all I can do is get more of me out there. So what I want to tell you, why I'm telling you that right now, is I want you to start getting your brand out there, right? Get your brand out there and get your messaging out there without having to force it, without having to come off as so salesy, right? Even that's what we talk about a lot in our simplified conversion formula. We don't have to be over the top with it to really get our point across, to really come off as the obvious choice for our potential, for our prospective client there, right? Really, so how do we go ahead and start laying that groundwork, laying that foundation on that side? Is by having that personal touch, right? You need that personal touch, in my opinion. So sure, I'll tell you right now, I'm sure a lot of people, sadly, a lot of people will tell you that that probably is not the case. But I'm telling you right now, do not let automation run your show. Because just like I told you in the beginning, I've said this now probably once or twice, you don't want to go ahead here and you're looking to add speed, and you, in return, once again, by the way it tends to work out, by looking to add speed with complicated systems, you end up slowing yourself down from information overwhelm, from not knowing how to implement, from taking too long to implement these systems, right? And like I said, we don't want to focus on a strategy that's going to get you to your goals in 6 to 12 months, right? If you're like me, you got a timer pushing. There's something you're pushing to get out of. I always picture right now, who's going to move faster? The person running towards 10K or the person running away from a lion? The person running away from a lion is most likely going to be bolting that much faster there, right? Because it means so much more, right? So keep that focus even too. I got that on my wall right there. Not that exact piece, but it's like, just know yourself. Jot these pieces down. I love affirmations. I love gratitude. You have to, a lot of times too, we want to get caught up in tactics and business. Dive deeper a lot of times, and that's going to make your whole system really work so much more in a cohesive fashion there, right? So hit that like and love button. I'm loving it. I'm seeing more people jumping on right now. You guys are pumping me up, man. If you can't tell I'm passionate about this, I want to make sure I get that message across to you guys right there, right? Comment personal too, right? I want to make sure we're all on the same page as you guys are hitting that like and love button. Comment personal so I can make sure that we know. We don't need to be relying just on automation, right? I love that, Mark, there. Exactly. If you have too many moving parts, if you're growing large at scale, sure, it's okay to have some more moving parts there. But in reality, you don't need to add all that, okay? Let's dial in and do what matters most here, right? I'm telling you, I love that there, right? I'm seeing the personals popping up. We're on the same page. I love it. Okay, so now let's continue here. Like I said, I can go on about a lot of these things individually for too long. So let's keep moving so we can make sure we get through this here. Really, and once again, this all comes back to the reality as well. Like I said, I saw already people type foundation when I asked you to before, so I know you get that part. You have to have your avatar and your offer dialed in. Like I said, we use our SAP framework for that, just to make sure that this is really able to create that no-brainer for you. So you have to have these pieces dialed in so that you can go ahead and have that leverage in your strategy. Okay? I love it. I'm seeing the personals rolling in there. I love it there. So really now, how can we go ahead and leverage what we have, leverage that offer, leverage the quality leads that we have inside of our ecosystem, right? You can leverage this through a dialed in brand to start, right? Through a dialed in brand and creating that presence, so that now this to me is the funnel. This to me is the funnel here, right? Now that we know who we're looking for, have an offer to serve them, a powerful offer to serve them, we need the brand now. You need the brand and the trust, right? If you don't have that, and in reality too, a lot of people think by a brand they just mean throw out content, dress up their cover photo, do something basic. When to me, it's a feel, right? I was just saying this on a call yesterday. We had our mentorship call, and we were just talking about how what is a brand? What is branding? And if you ask me, a brand is something that's intangible, right? A strong brand is intangible. You can feel it when you come across it. I'm not even going to say, I could list off a bunch of brands that all of you know right now, but think of one of the potential ones I'm talking about. You know what they're about, right? It's bigger than just the name. It's bigger than just what their symbol or their logo is. They're about something. They stand for something. I always talk about when it comes to content, one of my favorite mentalities to have in content is, what's your opinion on the matter, right? Take a stance. Take a stance with your content, because otherwise, if you stand for what's the saying go? either stand for nothing or stand for something or fall for anything, right? It's like you should have that same mentality inside of your content, inside of your branding, and as you continue to walk down that path, right? When you start to dial that in, things start to get spicy in the business there, I'm telling you. And once again, all of this presence can be leveraged. I have to circle back to it. All without paid ads, all without posting every day, all right here on Facebook utilizing just a personal profile, right? Think about it this way. When it comes to, for the person who wants to argue and say, I need a website, I need a funnel, I need a way for somebody to pay me, I need a way for someone to see my services. For the second question, they need to see your services, have a conversation, right? Well, they can read something, but how much better can you explain it? Probably a lot better, right? That's that personal touch. They need to pay you, so you need a website? We got Stripe.com. We got PayPal. Shoot, we got Venmo worst case. Like I'm not recommending Venmo as a business, but in reality, the payment processor isn't the problem. You don't need a website for that. Right? So really think deeper. And once again, even that mentality that I'm sharing with you right now, that's very similar to the whole, I need an email list. I need ads. I need these things down here. But in reality, comes right back up to the touchdown, right? In reality, this is what we're looking for. We want the sales. We want the clients. We want the high qualified traffic and the people who fit what we have to offer there, right? So that's really what you want. So now I want to reframe your mind to thinking, how can we get there? How can we get to what we really want? And stop thinking about all the things that we think are tied to that. Because it's so much bigger than that there. I'm telling you, so much bigger. So like I said, I'm absolutely down to answer some questions for you guys if you got them. I wanted to make sure that we were really clear as far as what to avoid, right? What to avoid and how we can add the simplicity, because really the pieces I'm talking about right now, this is what we focus on in our business there, right? But go ahead, comment value right now if you guys are getting some value from this right now. I want to make sure that this really hit home there, and I'm loving the comments, the engagement, the community's on fire right now. I love it. So let me know, drop a comment value, comment knowledge, comment whatever. Just let me know that you're following right now. Because really, like I said, we want to make sure that simplicity is leading your business. It's at the forefront of your business, because as you continue to grow, a lot of the times people are so much in the right now. I always say the people who you know somebody's on point when they come to you saying what their goals are a year from now, right? Yeah, we all have short-term goals, as you should. You need long-term goals as well. You need that combination so that now you know where you're headed, right? And I say that because in reality, a lot of the times we picture it, you think, okay, you know what? I can do this right now because I have the time, I have this, I have that. But think, what happens when you start getting busy? What happens when you start adding more on your plate and on the team? If you're still stuck in that grind position, you're not going to have time and energy to focus on the business instead of in the business, right? So that's why leveraging the simplicity to start is going to lead you that much further there, okay? So I love it. I'm seeing the values. You guys are crushing out here. Come on now. Hit that like and love button too. Like I said, I want to make sure as well here that I go ahead and open the floor to any questions too. Before I'm absolutely, like I told you guys at the start of this, I'm happy to call a little time out in the play here and dive in as well and share that invitation with you, just like I mentioned. Really, maybe I can see there, Francis, you just mentioned pieces like it could be you're struggling to find a structure to start, right? Struggling to find that framework there, struggling to really improve your conversations. Maybe you're finding leads, but having a tough time getting the qualified ones, right? Really understanding how to create an offer that stands out, how to even, like we talked about, have that brand that speaks for itself, right? So honestly, if you're a coach, a business owner, you're selling a high ticket product, really, I want to show you how we go about doing this and building a successful, profitable, emphasis on the profitable here. Like we talked about, we don't want to be doing this with all the software, the tools, the ads, because you don't need that on the path again to your first 5 to 10 clients per month consistently, right? You need this. You need the structure, the strategy. That's really what I want to show you how we're doing that through Facebook, all from just a profile there, right? So if you want, I'm happy to have a conversation myself or one of my group specialists here. So comment growth in the comments there, and I'll make sure that we reach out to you. We'll reach out, see if we're a good fit, and really, if it's not, we'll get you over to somebody who is, right? Because at the end of the day, for myself, running on Facebook alone has changed everything for me in my business. There's a reason why it's the forefront of my business. Sure, YouTube is great, TikTok's great, blogs are great, but like I mentioned, you want speed in your business there, right? You want to go ahead and how can you get to where you want to be without having to wait a year to make it happen, right? So that's really where we want to help you guys out. So whether you're on the replay or live, comment growth, and I'll make sure myself or at the very most likely one of my group specialists here we'll hook you guys up and reach out and we'll have that conversation, right? See if we can help, see what problems you're facing, and really just build a game plan together, right? On what we can work through together to get your business running. Right, so with that being said, I'm gonna open up here. If anyone has any questions, we can go ahead and hit the start clock on the clock here again. Game on, right? What questions you guys have for me? Obviously, I'm here for you. I'm here to serve. And of course, if there's nothing, I'm not complaining either. That just means, I guess, that it was all very clear. So that's always a good sign on that one there as well. So let me know where you guys are at there. Like I said, we want to think about how we can start leveraging simplicity over everything, right? Because once you have the simplicity here, it allows you to start, when you get into that mode of scaling, that mode of where you want to start taking your business to the next level, you already have that mentality down. The problem that so many people run into, I say the words, one of my, he's not a mentor of mine by any means, but somebody I look up to, Jordan Belfort, he had a lot of issues with, he was growing, selling. And he was running into the issue where basically, obviously for those who know his story, he ended up going to jail. And he always says that it's because instead of dialing back on just trying to make sales, what he should have done was dial back there, focus on the structure, focus on deliverables, focus on that side, and then scale to the next piece, and then start cranking back up the scaling and the sales on that end. He just leaned on grind, hustle. And yes, that can get you there, but at what cost? And I'm not saying that at what cost means you're going to be facing jail time, but just think about it from the side of, yeah, maybe you'll be facing jail time, but maybe you're setting up your future for a much stronger piece right there, right? I'm telling you that's incredible on that side. So I'm not seeing any questions here. So really, I'm happy to wrap this up. I love that you guys got this super clear today. I see ideal avatars yourself is a good place to start. Year ago, a month ago, etc. Exactly, right? I love that tip there, Mark. Exactly, right? Looking at that, especially if that's relative to what you're selling online, think about, put yourself in those beginner shoes where you were starting off, right? And that is really a great place to get started on dialing in and discovering that avatar, because you can now scale it so much further. Start getting that market research. Start getting out there when you're speaking to qualified leads about what you need to add, what you need to implement. But if you don't have those qualified leads to start, that's where the problems really start to kick in there. So really dial in that structure and get it rolling there. Like I said, I'm not seeing anything else. So great stuff here today, guys. Like I said, I love that I'm seeing the comments of value. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. If you're watching this and it's not a Wednesday, enjoy the rest of whatever it may be for you. Like I said, I love it. Leave with a like or a love on me before you guys jump off on here. I love the attendance as always. You guys are great inside the community. I'll see you next Wednesday. Let's go ahead and take off for now. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. Hey, thanks for watching this video all the way through. Make sure you go ahead and like this if you got a ton of value from, which I hope you did. Subscribe to the channel and absolutely go ahead and join us in our original chapters community. Links right down there in the description. And as always, you are designed to become who you choose to be. I'll see you later.